So I'm a new options trader. I'm looking to get a 50% return by the end of this year. And my strategy has changed so much since I've started back in October of 2023. I want to take you along just a high level view of how my strategy has changed and the things that I've learned along the way. It started out with my dad influencing me to trade options. I didn't really understand what he was talking about. Yeah, I learned what options were in college, but I didn't understand why anybody would be interested in buying or selling put options or call options, and it would just be easier just to buy stock instead. But one day he was showing me his strategy and it clicked, and I understood why somebody would be interested in doing it. So I decided to go ahead and stop day trading small cap stocks. I was already down $400 doing that with small size. It wasn't working out for me. So I decided to switch over to selling puts. So piggybacking off of my dad's strategy, I was selling covered puts in my small account. At the time, I had around $5,000 to $10,000 that I was trading, so I was really limited on what I could trade. I was able to get my account up to $15,000, and then I was selling covered puts against stocks like Palantir, SoFi, Shopify, Uber. Stocks that were trading around $10 to $30 was typically what I was looking for. They were stocks that I was interested in buying anyways. So I would sell puts against that, and I would collect a premium. And the days to expiration was around a week. So I'd place a trade on Friday. I would expect to be able to collect my premium by the next Friday, or I would roll into the next week, collecting premium, waiting for the stock to come back up. If I just so happened to get assigned, then I would start selling calls against that position, collecting premium. When the stock would go back up past my call and my call was in the money, I would let that get assigned, and I would either collect a capital gain, and then I'd be sitting on some good premium in the meantime. Then I would go shopping for other opportunities. During this time, I transferred my funds from Thinkorswim to TastyTrade. The reason why I switched from Thinkorswim to TastyTrade was because I didn't have a way to track my break-even point. Whenever I was rolling my puts or rolling my calls, I didn't really know if I was making money or losing money. So I decided to switch over to TastyTrade. TastyTrade has a feature called the order chain, and it keeps track of all of your rolls for you so you know exactly what your break-even point is and how much money you expect to make before you close a trade. The platform is also really visually appealing and easy to use. Unfortunately, little did I know at the time, I was in a cash account. So it was fine for me at the time because I was selling covered calls and covered puts. Then I discovered that I could use a put spread. This opened up the door for me to trade any stock, no matter what the price is. Problem was, I had to switch to a new account that was a margin account. This allowed my broker to be able to take the call that I buy and the call that I sell and reduce my buying power. So once I switched over to the margin account, I was able to sell put spreads, and I'm still doing that right now. I'm selling put spreads mainly on the S&P 500, and I would close the position with a 50% profit target. Chose a 50% profit target because TastyTrade really focuses on doing a 50% profit target on your trades. And selling the put spreads really opened up the opportunity for me to trade any stock that I wanted. So once I switched my funds over to my margin account and I was selling put spreads, my dad influenced me to try out the S&P 500. The S&P 500 index gives you many expiration dates, and it settles in cash. That means there's no early assignment risk. And on top of the S&P 500, you don't have to worry about earnings reports. The only thing you have to worry about is how the economy is doing overall. So then two things started happening at the same time. I wanted to try selling options on futures and also doing 0 days to expiration options. So I started selling put spreads on futures contracts, and what was really attractive with the futures contracts is the leverage. You can collect a decent amount of premium with little buying power. So that was what was really attractive to me, and also the diversity. So you're not just trading stocks, you're also trading other commodities that are not tied to the stock market in general. I also found out that you can do bonds as well, so I've kind of spread out and diversified in that way. I also do Forex as well. The plus side with trading options on futures is that it's pretty well the same strategies. You're trading options. The difference is that you're able to use the leverage to be able to make more money. Now, the risk is there to lose more money, but I'm willing to take that risk with my small account. And the goal is to trade small and trade often. So I don't want to be using a bunch of my capital, but I want to be able to leverage what I have with futures. Also, at the same time, I was doing 0 days to expiration trading, which was very hard for me because the losses I would receive were very large, and I wouldn't be able to sustain that long term. So I had to abandon my 0 days to expiration strategy, which dealt with doing an iron condor at 0 days to expiration with the S&P 500 E-mini futures. So I may do 0 days to expiration in the future, but not with my small account. So right now in my portfolio, most of my positions are in options on futures. I want to continue to learn and grow in that area. I believe I'm very diversified there, and I think there's a lot more opportunity there versus the stock market, at least right now. So currently what I'm working on right now is Strangles. And what that is selling a put and selling a call at the same time, and I'm doing it at 20 deltas. And I'm expecting the price to stay within that range over the time period. And my goal is to collect a 50% profit there. I'm extending my expiration dates. Before I was trading at 7 days to expiration contracts. Now I'm doing 45 days to expiration, and then I'm either holding on to it till 21 days, making adjustments along the way, or I'm collecting my 50% profit. And this is based on the TastyTrade strategy. So my goal is to try to mimic their strategy and how they play and learn from their strategies, learn from their studies on their market measures. So I'm really liking the Strangle strategy right now because it doesn't matter what direction the market goes. I'm wanting it to go within a certain range over a certain time period. So if the stock market goes down or if the asset that I'm trading goes down, that's fine. If it goes up, that's fine. I'll make adjustments along the way. It doesn't matter what direction it goes as long as it stays within my range that I want it to be in, between the put that I'm selling and the call that I'm selling. So I'm doing the Strangles right now. I'm selling put spreads on the E-mini S&P 500. I'm doing put spreads and Strangles on different futures contracts. And so most recently, what I'm working on is what I'm calling the 30-20-10 strategy. And this deals with the S&P 500, and I've adopted this from my dad. He learned it from Karen Super Trader. If you haven't heard of her, look her up online. She's known as the Lamb of Wall Street. My dad's doing this on the S&P 500. I'm trying it on the E-mini S&P 500 futures options because it requires less capital for me to do this strategy. So let's get into how the strategy works. You find the 30-day expiration on the option chain. Then you find the 20 delta put and you sell it. Then you buy another put $10 down in the strike. So you're doing a $10 wide put spread at the 20 delta with a 30 days to expiration contract. And you place that trade every day. So every day you go to the 30 delta, which is a new option chain. So that means every day you're putting on a trade at a 30-day expiration option. So you're creating a laddering effect where your previous 30-day expiration is now 29, and then you're placing another one at 30 days. Then it's a 28, 29, 30 position. Then it's a 27, 28, 29, 30 position. So you're laddering it in all the way until you get to the end where it only has 0 days to expiration, and ultimately you let that expire. Now, that works for the S&P 500. I still need to be careful with the E-mini S&P 500 futures because the settlement could be different than cash. So I might just close the position close to expiration. We'll see how it goes, but that's what I'm working on right now. I'm calling it the 30-20-10 strategy because you do a 30-day expiration, 20 deltas out on the put spread, and you're doing a 10 wide put spread, 30-20-10. So we'll see how that goes. I want to keep you guys updated on what I'm doing, so I may be posting videos more frequently on the different things that I learn and the different things that happen with the different strategies. So to sum it up, what am I doing right now? I'm selling puts and doing Strangles on options on futures contracts with commodities, Forex, bonds, and the E-mini S&P 500s. I also have a put spread currently on Tesla, and it's in the money. So I'm waiting on the price to go up so I can get out of that position. And I'm also doing the 30-10-20 strategy. So I've got a lot of things going on. I want to keep you updated on this. It could be that I update you daily just as things happen. I want to keep you in the loop on what I'm learning and the things that I'm doing. So that's the main thing, is to share what I learn and to keep you updated on what I'm doing. So if you thought this video was helpful, hit that like button. If you want to follow me on my journey to a 50% return, hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you in the next video.